Welcome back to this already, the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. And I tell you, Charles Alvarez, he's a regular contributor on the Price of Business, always bringing interesting guests in as well as great content. He has a phenomenal company called Cornerstone Business Academy and helping companies take their business to the next level. And I've seen it firsthand just in the companies that he's worked with that I'm involved in, and always delighted to say good things about you, Charles.
Always good being with you, Kevin.
Yeah, real quickly, go ahead and give us your website before you introduce our guest today.
Well, our website is cornerstonebusinessacademy.com, and our guest today, which I'm so glad to have part of our show, is Biddie Web. Biddie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Biddie, glad to have you on. Tell us about first of all, tell us the name of your company and tell us what your company does. Give us your elevator speech, if you will.
All right. Lim Design is an award-winning, we are a 32-year-old graphic design firm. We specialize in both print and multimedia marketing deliverables here in Houston. Very
good. Your first question, Charles.
So, Biddie, kind of give us an understanding of what makes y'all different. Like, what is the value proposition? Because I know that y'all have quite a bit of competition. What is it that, in your mind, y'all do better than anybody else does?
Well, first I want to mention that one of the things that we feel that we are a little bit different is that we specialize that we have a lot of talent in-house. Lim Design has 3 partners. It's Linda Lim, who's the founder, Elise De Silva, along with myself. But we have a very creative in-house team of graphic designers and illustrators. We have production artists. We have web programmers and developers. And we also have a director of operations and a traffic and project manager. We try to keep everything very lean and mean and keep it all in-house. However, if we do need to specialize and help our clients in giving them added value, we do have a core team of people that we reach out to. But each client is different. Our clients range from corporate, nonprofits, and other entities such as public relation firms and event firms. So we can work directly with them as their graphic design arm to deliver the deliverables for their clients. For that reason, they're all different. They all have different needs and challenges. For most, though, it seems that the marketplace is still very competitive. Whether the economy is up or down, we see that everybody has to be competitive in this day and age. So we help them how to stand out, how to be different. It might be raise awareness. It might be to raise funds. It might be to increase their revenue. For nonprofits, of course, it's funds, and for-profit is increase your revenues. But it can be more exposure, branding, whether it's existing refresh, new, it might be a merger acquisition, but also it can be internal communication. That's more involvement of employee strategy and safety issues.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, forgive me there. Biddie, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the verticals that you work in as well as the size of those companies.
Well, we are different in the fact that we do work with some companies that are as small as startups. We've had some companies with us for over 20 years that are in the smaller range, all the way up to the large corporations, oil and gas. So we do a lot of work with nonprofit. About 50 to 70% of our work is nonprofit. But in the city of Houston, nonprofits is the largest employer, so it involves the hospitals and schools, and so we do work with a lot of hospitals, and those are obviously the large nonprofits, and we do a lot of work with education and schools, but it also has small. And the same thing goes with corporate. So we've got small corporate firms that don't necessarily want an in-house graphics team, so they outsource to us, and we are their graphics arm. But then we also help out with large corporations like Greater Houston Partnership. We do some work with them, and they have an in-house team. So sometimes we're just an extension to their overflow. Sometimes we do work for entities that just don't have the bandwidth or maybe don't want to keep it in-house.
Yeah, so you're pretty agnostic as far as verticals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Charles?
So kind of walk us through, what are some of the main challenges that some of your clients are facing, and how do you go about addressing and overcoming those challenges?
Well, like I mentioned before, I think the challenge is still in today's age is how to be different, how to be still be competitive, and again, it's whether the economy is up or down. I think everybody has the same challenges: how to stand out, how do you make me different. And we feel that because we're 32 years old, each client is different, but our experience allows us to draw from previous successes to provide a tailor-made solution for our clients' challenges. So each challenge is going to be different. It's, again, different with nonprofits versus corporate. It's going to be different from small businesses to large. But I think for the most part, the challenges are still the same for everyone. And also we try to work within their budget, which is another challenge. I think a lot of people, a lot of companies, when the economy goes down, people feel that the marketing dollars are the first things that need to be slashed, when in fact that's not really the first area you should slash, but it's the easiest one to do so. So we try to work with companies that are working towards that to try to give them their best bang for the buck, so to speak.
Yeah, the reality is they should be cutting from other areas and moving those dollars over to marketing. Because
that's correct. But it's an easy department to slash.
Yeah, ostensibly it appears to be, but it really is. You might as well be writing your obituary while you do that cutting.
We would like to think that. We would like to think, no, that's not where you want to cut. Come to us first, and we'll try to streamline it, or we'll try to condense it, or we'll try to, and again, if the economy is down and their sales are down, let's address that. Let's be that marketing arm or that strategic marketing firm that can help you get where you need to be while the economy is down. Let's try to streamline it, whether it's print, whether it's multimedia, whether it's your social media strategy. What is it that we need to do to reach out to your customers or potential new customers to be able to raise the awareness and raise your revenue?
That's right. Charles.
So can you kind of give us an example, just one of your examples as to how you've done that for one of your clients in recent memory?
Well, we have one most recently, the one that I think that we love to tell our clients because it's just easily recognizable. But years and years ago, before the YMCA became the corporate brand of the Y that you see now, we actually had the account for the city of Houston. And so the YMCA was struggling to be able to raise their awareness and raise the membership. They were competing with your fitness facilities. They were competing with a lot of different outsources that a lot of people didn't really feel like the Y was a place they should go. So we worked very closely with the marketing director and came up with a campaign called "It's a Great Place to Be." And so that was our campaign for about 4 or 5 years, and it was so successful that the Y on the national level wanted to actually use it. So we incorporated "It's a great place to be a senior," or "a great place to be a kid," or "a great place to be healthy," or whatever. So it had a lot of breadth and a lot of legs to it. But it raised its membership in some areas 20% and some areas 40% before it went to the national brand.
Yeah, and Biddie, one more time, give your website as we approach the end of our segment here.
It's obviously www. It's limb, L-I-M-B, like a tree limb, design.com.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And Charles Alvarez, best website for you?
CornerstoneBusinessAcademy.com.
Give us your final thoughts before we wrap it up here, Charles.
Well, what Limb Design is doing is absolutely fantastic. If you're looking for either a full suite of marketing strategies and tactics and helping them implement it to just something very simple to start the relationship to show what Limb Design can do for you, I highly recommend you giving Biddie or Linda Lim at Limb Design a call. They do some fantastic work there.
Yeah, very good stuff. Well, thank you to both of you for a really interesting topic, very important and very timely, keeping businesses in the right direction. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you so much for having us.
You bet. I do want to remind the listener, a lot of great changes going on both at usdatareview.com and priceofbusiness.com. The show continues 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. We got some major announcements as far as expanding our footprint, and we're excited about that. So you need to be keeping up with us over at priceofbusiness.com to keep track of that. And also usdatareview.com continues to impress with over 1 million hits a month. And so check that out. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Spend it wisely right here on this station.